I'm in the Ole Wen Valley in Snowdonia. I'm parked near my favorite campsite, just by the road. Barely any people today. And I'm planning to climb Carnedd Llewelyn today via Ole Wen. I heard there's a few scrambles. Hopefully the weather's not too bad. I know there's flood warnings south of the UK and in Wales, but hopefully it's not too windy or the rain too heavy. I can see there's a lot of fog, so I can't really tell if there's ice caps and if I need my winter gear. I did bring my Microspikes with me, but I'm not sure if I will need it. There's a few snow patches that I can see, but very little. So I doubt there's ice on the top, so I'll just leave it in the car because it's just extra weight. There's going to be a ridge leading to Carnedd Llewelyn, which is the second highest mountain. That's if you consider Snowdon as just one mountain, and it's gonna be the third highest peak. This is the start of the trail. Yeah, so I brought my waterproof stuff. Since I'm expecting a lot of wet conditions, I doubled up my socks. So as you can see, I'm wearing my trail running shoes, but it's not waterproof, it's not Gore-Tex, but I wore waterproof socks, which I've doubled up with my Injinji toe socks. We'll see how it goes when it's faced with wet, boggy terrain. I've also got my waterproof jacket, the Rab Firewall Light, which I think is mainly for hiking and fast packing, but it's quite light. It's only around less than 300. We'll see if it's gonna feel like an oven once I'm wearing it while running. We'll see how it goes. I've not tested it in trail running yet. I've tried it hiking. I was a bit worried about the durability because when I went hiking I was using my heavy backpack and I didn't want to damage it, especially if it's waterproof. Yeah, the trail already starts becoming boggy as expected, but I'm ready if I ever step in a deep bog. I've got my waterproof socks. I doubt that it's gonna be ice in the trail. Hopefully not on the scrambles as well. Very wet. So even though I started quite late, so at the 10 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock, got my torch in my bag. Yeah, because I had to drive almost 5 hours from London, but I don't regret it. Look at that view. Worth it. Doesn't have to be sunny for you to appreciate the beauty of Snowdonia. It actually looks more appealing in this weather. It's more mystic. Look, our first waterfall. Trail starts off easy, but it's nice to walk here in summer. It's a bit difficult in winter when it's all boggy and muddy. Right, another river crossing. Yeah, the stream looks like it's been swollen up. I need to find a good spot to cross. I think normally people cross through here, but I might try in that side. We have to be very careful here not to slip. There we go. Right, yeah, I had to cross here instead of there. Although the map does tell me to go that way. Doesn't seem like there's many hikers around. It's a Monday, but there's like 3 other cars parked at the roadside. My second waterfall. Alright, this is normally the trail up. It's just so muddy and boggy. Not pleasant to walk on, but I would prefer slippery ice than wet, muddy trails actually. So far, the waterproof socks have worked for me. I've dipped my toes a few times in the river and the mud and bog, but it's kept my feet dry. I can feel a little bit of dampness, but it's probably my sweat. More waterfalls. There is a lake just below the summit. I heard a couple of warplanes crashed there years and years ago, and there's still some debris left, and they left it there as a memorial basically. Nice little bridge. I don't fancy a bath today. I bet it's freezing cold water. We're at 537 meters elevation. I can see the car park over there. That's what I love about the Ole Wen Valley. Panorama of mountains that you can hike. There's loads of scrambles as well. There's easy ones, loads of lakes, and the parking is free. The only parking that you have to pay for is by the visitor center over there, but it does get busy during the weekends. That was exhausting. I'm not even at the lake yet, but I'm running on 2 hours of sleep, which is not ideal. We are getting inside the fog and the wind's starting to pick up. It's not too bad, it's like 20-25 miles per hour, but if it hits your skin, it's really chilly. So far I don't want to use my running jacket yet because I am still feeling a bit warm in the core, especially once I do the scramble. I do have my gloves as well in case. Track made of stones, so I can run for a bit, warm myself up. It's getting cold. I'm at the lake now. I had to wear my gloves. It's getting windier and windier. Came with the fog. That's right on top of us. But there's a snow patch that I was talking about earlier. I hope there's not more of them up there. That's the lake. That's nice. In the summer I think these would be good camping spots. There's a few flat grassy areas over there as well. I wouldn't want to camp here today. It's wet and cold. No thank you. That scramble, they consider a grade 1 scramble. I don't think it's as bad as the north ridge of Trifan. This looks kind of similar to Striding Edge or Swirl Edge. There's a lot of area, there's a lot of rocks to grip, so it's not that hard, but it is quite steep. Look at that. And it can get slippery, so you have to be very careful with your foot placement and where you grip basically. this trail is actually part of the UTS 100k and 100 miles, I think. Right, this looks like it's a tricky one. I hope that one's not too slippery, but that is a proper wall that you have to climb, so it wouldn't be that easy if there was ice around. Right, doesn't look that bad. We'll see. I'm holding the camera as well. Right, a bit more. Like, that's where I came from, but I'm gonna take a quick break here while enjoying the view. Dang, that's nice. That's epic. You can barely see the road. There's a bit more I have to climb. It's a nice spot actually. A patch of grass, like a bivvy or a small tent, like a slim tent would fit here, a coffin tent. You'd wake up to this view. Ole Wen Valley. That's nice. There's a campsite over there, probably one of my favorites, just because the view is epic when you wake up and get out of your tent. So far I haven't seen anyone do this climb today. They're probably all in Jifan, which is honestly a bit more technical than this. That wasn't too bad. Oh, damn, it's getting more windy. I'm still good, I don't need a jacket yet. I'm still a bit warm in the middle. The gloves are enough for now and I hope I'm almost there. That's the ridge and the summit over there, still covered in fog. Look at that view. The view of nothingness, unfortunately. I bet it's so beautiful here when it's sunny. And no more scrambles. This track is quite similar to the Ranger's Path. It's a lot of scree and broken down sharp rocks. There's very steep scree path up to the summit. Or if you want to, you could always just follow the grass as well. It feels easier. Almost there. Hey, finally at the summit of Ole Wen. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Ole Wen. Kind of close to Ogwen. Yeah, so it is a bit icy up here, but you definitely don't need microspikes. Hey. Panoramic view of fog. Oh well, not my day, but still happy made it in winter. First time. Oop. And this is what I'm talking about. You have to be very careful. Fortunately, it's just patches of them. You can avoid them quite easily. Well, when you get up here, it's just peace and quiet. Actually, it's quite flat, easily runnable down to the next summit, which is Carnedd Llewelyn. Wow, it's very hard to get your bearings here. So I came from there, which means Carnedd Llewelyn should be here somewhere, because this is like a U-shaped, like a quarry. So the lake should be down here somewhere. So I'm going around and getting down to the lake after Carnedd Llewelyn, right there. So I'll just follow the ridge for now because I can't see any of the summits, and the wind has died down a bit as well. So I'm gonna start getting warm once I run. So I will take off some of my layers, probably have a snack here while it's not too exposed from the wind. Sit by this rock. Chicken cabanusi, extra salt. I've got some buns as well. It's black sesame buns, which I steamed last night. So good. Alright, all fed and watered. And I get ready to head to Carnedd Llewelyn. Yeah, the jacket really makes a big difference. When I stopped, I was getting quite cold, so put the waterproof jacket on. It really helped. And now my hands are quite cold because I had to take them off to change the camera battery. And I'm gonna try to run down to Carnedd Llewelyn. Not sure how far away it is, but just keep running and follow the path. It's quite flat here, which is good, but it's still very windy. But running means I can work a bit and produce some body heat to keep me warm. So windy. My hat almost flew away, almost lost it. Look at that. Quite a big snow patch. Almost lost my hat there. Path looks like it's quite straightforward, but it is going to be a ridge walk at some point. As you can see, it's a cliff over here. It took me around 1.5 hours to get to Pen Ole Wen. That was like 3.5 kilometers, around 700-800 elevation. So that was not too bad. It was a good decision for me to just bring the vest rather than the full backpack, which I initially planned, but I think that would be overkill for this. But I am expecting some rain a bit later. Hopefully I'll be back down by then. Just been avoiding all the snow patches. Look, don't want to slip here on my own. So far I've not seen anyone. Yeah, I just need to be very careful with walking on the compact snow, especially when they're melting. They're really slippy. My phone is in my waterproof bag, so I don't know if there's signal here in case of an emergency. I hope so. Looks like I've got the whole mountain range all for myself. Starting to become more rocky here, but not slippery, so it's actually a bit easier to run. But these rocks are quite sharp, so I have to be careful. Actually a nice shelter here if you need to rest. Right, it's getting rockier now, so I'm just taking my time on like choosing my steps or choosing where to step, because I don't want to slip here with all these jagged rocks. But I can see Carnedd Llewelyn from the distance right there. This actually reminds me of the gliders or glider fire area, which was also quite rocky. And this circular route also reminds me of the Ring of Stel in Scotland. Kind of similar, but that one's more dangerous, I guess. It's got more knife edge ridge walks. This fog is just so annoying. Oh, look at that. It's like I only have one eye. Literally, I can only see from this side. It's quite tricky. Man, it's so windy. Had to rest in this shelter here, or a cairn. The biggest issue is the fog, and it's the wind in the fog is pushing through my glasses and causing condensation inside. My door. Finally, there's two people. See some silhouettes. I've got a couple of people from Carnedd Llewelyn, so I'm not alone. Good. It's Carnedd Llewelyn. After this, I've got a bit of shelter there in case you need it. Oh yeah, I saw a couple of hikers coming down from here earlier. Next would be Carnedd Llewelyn, the second highest peak in Snowdonia. Oh, look at that. This is the north ridge of the Carnedds, and it's all filled with snow. Barely see anything. Alright, let's go. Oh. Yeah, it's a whiteout up here. Look at that. It's so difficult to navigate in this weather, but luckily there's a lot of cairns as well, like this. So difficult to run. It's so rocky up here. Dang. Yeah, at least I'm not alone. There's a couple of trail runners as well, which is nice to see. that cornice, it's massive. Person I saw today up in these mountains, but on a Monday, that means there'll never be like no one. That means there's always someone coming up to these mountains because it's challenging as well as fun and beautiful. Even in this weather, it's still beautiful. I'm right across the summit of Carnedd Llewelyn. You can see the peak over there. This will be the last summit. After that, we're gonna veer towards the right down the lake and back to the car park, and hopefully without any mishaps. The gel's a bit sticky, so I have to wash my head somewhere. And that's how you wash your hands up here. Managed to hide from the wind. Such a nice place to R&R. Said goodbye to my cap there. The heck? Just stick to my trusty gaiters for now. Don't want to lose my cap. My final ascent to Carnedd Llewelyn. It's quite steep actually, look. Kind of similar to Snowdon here, although it's less rocky. More grass and some tiny rocks, but it's quite steep. As we get closer to the summit, it's more ice again, so I have to take my time, and it's exhausting. It's such a high incline. I'm only probably 100 meters away. I'm now contemplating about should I have brought my Microspikes. I think not. This is more like soft snow rather than slippy, melting, compact ice, so I'm good. I'm just following everyone's footsteps. Adds more traction to my steps. The spikes would have just been extra weight, I guess. Second highest mountain in Snowdonia. Woo. That's the shelter, but here's the real summit. That. Now this is a whiteout, and I'm heading this way. Woo. Now for the descent. You can barely see anything with the fog outside and the fog in my glasses, plus the snow. Zero visibility. I'm just relying on my watch now, so I have to be very careful because right next to me is the cliff. I have to cover my face because I'm facing the wind now and it stings. And I can't run on this ice. Maybe I should have brought the Microspikes. Now that side of Carnedd Llewelyn is full of ice. I'm not gonna risk it. It's too dangerous. I'll just head back where I came from. I've got time. So I'll see you at the car park. Hopefully I'll get there before dark. Right. Yeah. Managed to go around the mountain by going down where I came from and then circling back towards where the descent was, hoping that it's not filled with snow, and it's not. But it was exhausting because I had to tread to snow again, some rocks. I did slip quite a few times, but nothing serious. Managed to catch myself with my hands. There's a lot of bog and grass here. I'm heading towards the descent area, towards the lake, hopefully soon. But yeah, this is the other side, which I didn't want to risk earlier. Back on track. I gave up on my glasses. There's no point. There's visibility is low anyway. So all I need to see is what's right in front of me and my map. That's probably what I'll do in the race. If it's too foggy and rainy, I'll just give up on the glasses instead of wearing contact lenses. Can see like around 10 meters anyway away. I'm fine, but more than that it's just blurry. Dang it, I dropped my gloves. What the heck, too many near misses there. My cap, my gloves, nearly going back to the way I came from, which will take me hours again. Well, luckily I got them all. Right, looks like this is the scrambly bit. This looks like a minor scramble. A lot easier than Ole Wen. It's mainly just large rocks rather than rock walls. Ooh, actually this one looks tricky. Yeah, kind of similar to Llewelyn, striding edge, swirl edge. Still scary if you're not careful, especially if you're not careful with your foot placement and you slip, especially down there, especially when it's wet. Yeah, look at that. So got waterproof gloves, which is very helpful, especially with the grips, not just for the rain. And they're leather, so they're not slippery. Right, that's it. Hopefully that's the last of it. Yeah, I take that back. That one wasn't easy. Not hard, but not easy. Doable, but difficult when it's slippery. What more if there was ice? Ooh, look, the lake. I'm almost there. So I can hear the cars now. So I'm most likely very near the road, which gives me relief. I can finish up my cabanossi. I think there's a trail up there as well. I'm not doing that anymore, I'm too tired. But I think that's also a ridge walk. Look at that beauty. Imagine all of that in a sunny day, or like sunny snowy day. Next time I just want to go home. Careful, careful, don't want to slip here now. Just slipped. The heck. No, thank you. This would have been hell going up. Smoking feet. Oh, dry. Right, we're back in the car park. The weather was alright, as expected. I had a gut feeling that I was gonna need the Microspikes, maybe not the ice axe. I managed to solve the problem. I thought I was going to be trapped up there. I didn't know where to go. I was hesitating with a slope filled with snow, and I didn't want to risk it. It was too windy as well. You can barely see anything. Right, now that was a good one. I deserve my KFC. Till the next adventure, stay safe.